What's going on, everybody? This is Justin with Me, Myself, and Dice, a channel all about solo board games. And if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. We do solo playthroughs of board games to help you decide if a game is right for you, along with a lot of other board game related content. If you haven't already, think about hitting that like and that subscribe button, along with sharing this video so that our channel can continue to grow. Today I'm coming at you with a playthrough of Heroes of Tenefyr. Now this is a game that early on when I started this channel, several viewers said I should check this out, that they thought I would like it. And when I started doing my research, I read three magical statements: dungeon diving, deck building, and press your luck. And I'm a sucker for all three of those. So much so that it was so affordable that I went ahead and picked up the expansion that had just come out, the Second Curse. Now we're only playing the base game today. We'll come back and look at the expansion at a later video. But this is a game that is just really quick and really fun. Dungeon diving, deck building, and press your luck. So let's get down to the table and play Heroes of Tenefyr. Welcome down to the table, everyone. We have everything set up for our game of Heroes of Tenefyr. Now, everything you see today will be out of the base game. I do have the expansion, and we'll explore that in a later video, probably. Now, in front of you, you have 5 columns of cards. Levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And each level has 2 different dungeons that you can choose from. And of course, they progressively get harder as you go up, and the rewards get better. So what we did is we took all the level 1 cards, for instance, and we shuffled them up face down and dealt out 4 cards to each dungeon. So there's 4 cards in these, and then you turn up the first one. And yes, the cards are upside down, and that's because this has a cool mechanic. Here you see this as the monster. We have a gargoyle. It has its health here to determine on player level. It has its dungeon level, its name, flavor text like gargoyles can't fly, but dwarves consider their wings a delicacy. And I love the humor in this game. The little flavor text is awesome. But once it's defeated, it can go in our deck and flip right side up and become a bash. So each card has 2 sides to it, which is really cool. And then under each one, we have a reward. These are randomly dealt out based on their level. So these 2 ones are randomly dealt out. And if we can complete this dungeon, we get to choose from the rewards, whatever the card says. So we'll put that back. Now there are several ways to play this solo, and I kind of like all of them for different reasons. Some people play multi-handed. It is complete cooperative game, so they'll play multi-handed. I like, if I'm going to do that, I'm only going to play 3 characters. And the challenge there is leaving a character out. There's 4 characters in the base game. There's also a true solo mode where you get 2 character classes and you get a double-sized deck, but you're only going through it kind of by yourself. But I think the way I'll do this today is so that I can show off some of the cooperative nature of this, and maybe my favorite way to play is to take all 4 characters and play a 2-player game. So what you do in that is you take 2 characters and you basically make it a super character. So we're going to take the Bard and the Thief, and it becomes 1 character, a Bard Thief. So that's going to be 1, and then we'll take our Barbarian Cleric, put that together, and become the Barbarian Cleric. So now we have 2 hands of cards. It's not as hard to keep up with everything with only 2 hands of cards as it is 3 or 4, but you kind of get the best of playing a 4-player game in terms of all of the powers. Speaking of their abilities, we have the 4 abilities. We have the Bard, the Thief, the Barbarian, and the Cleric, and we put those into the base of their starting decks. And then each deck needs 6 0 basic cards in it and 6 1 basic cards in it. So that's going to be 1 attack, 0 attack, or power, and that right there. And then we'll shuffle those up to form their deck. Next, we need to pick our villain, and I have picked the monstrous Spider Queen. She's nasty, but I have beat her, so there's a chance. I've lost more than I've won, so we need to pick our difficulty level. We have this time track here. If we want to go easy, we start down here, normal and hard. I'm feeling a little brave, so we're gonna go normal. And now we shuffle everything up and we can get started. Okay, now that we've got everything shuffled up, the first thing we want to do is take these 2 tokens. We want to decide who the first player is and what dungeon we want to go to. So you are free to go to any dungeon at the beginning of the game. You don't have to beat them in order. But it's kind of silly not to start with a level 1 dungeon. So we can go after this gargoyle. The only thing we know is what's on top. We can go after this gargoyle, or we can go after this bandit. The bandit does have a special ability. The starting player draws 1 card less during their draw step. So very thematic. I like their powers. And usually their powers are opposite or have some thematic flair with what their power is when it goes into your deck. So we're playing a 2-player game. This one has a power of 4 that we need to defeat. We need to come up with 4 power against it. This one has 3. I think I'm going to go after this dungeon right here first, the gargoyle. And I think we're going to make our Bard Thief the beginning player. No special abilities, maybe we can build that up. Okay, now that we've chosen the first player and the dungeon, we're ready to begin, and this is where this gets interesting as a deck builder. First off, you only draw 3 cards, which is very low for a deck builder. So, we look at this with our first player, and we drew 2 zeros, which are basically whiffs right now, and a basic 1. Well, this dude, we need to do 4 damage to it, so we can contribute 1 at this moment. Now, we can hope that the barbarian can make up the difference, or we have the option of totally tossing this whole hand. It's an all or nothing, and keep digging into our deck, hoping to get more power or better cards. So let's do that. We're going to toss that, and we're going to draw the next 3 cards. And look, that's better. 2 1s and a 0. I think I'm good with that. That's half the damage that our bard can contribute. So we're going to play this. So we have the play phase. That means we've committed. And we play these down in any order. It's our choice. It doesn't matter in this case, but eventually it will. So there we go. So then it swings over to the barbarian. Now, if the barbarian does not defeat the gargoyle, we get kicked out of the dungeon and we are defeated. If we do defeat the gargoyle, then we can either continue to dive down or we can leave. So let's draw our 3 cards and look and see what those are. Oh, 0, 0, and 0, but it's our cleric skill. So it says if you are the cleric, which we are, each other player may shuffle up to 2 cards of their choice from their discard pile into their deck. So that's our healing ability. And that's really good, except there's only 1 good card in this discard. So I think we're just going to have to toss it. And oh, I hate tossing that ability. So the pusher luck. It's so painful. So we draw 3 more cards and we get 2 1s and a 0. Same as that. If we play all that, that is 4 damage in total. We have defeated the gargoyle. 4 damage for 2 characters. And then this becomes a bash, dealing 2 damage. And it goes in the deck of whoever's turn beat it. So it's going to go in the discard pile of our barbarian cleric. Everything else is discarded, and we have our next choice. We can continue to dive down, or we can leave. We still have a good number of cards in our deck, so let's go ahead and dive. Let's go and see what we get. Oh, giant rat. Only 2 health. But this enemy can only be defeated during the last player's turn. So that means, the barbarian can pull 2 1s and able to defeat it because the barbarian is the first player. It switches back and forth. But we still have to draw cards for this. So it's going to run our deck a little bit. Chasing rats. So let's draw our 3 cards. We have a 1, a 0, and a 0, but it's our barbarian skill. It's a terrible enemy to get this against. If we play this, if you're the barbarian, you may draw 3 extra cards. Well, we're not going to do that. It has the word may in it, so it's our option. We're just going to waste that card. We're going to contribute 1 because we can't kill it anyway. Might as well not run our deck out. So draw 3 cards here. We get the thief skill, the basic, and 0. We will definitely play this hand. So we'll play the 1 down. That's 2, that's enough to kill that, but it doesn't die until the end of the turn. So then we can use our thief skill. I love this thief skill. If you are the thief, you may discard 1 card from your hand, take 1 random dungeon card from the reserve of the same dungeon level as the current dungeon, place that card in your discard pile. I love the flavor text here. Hey, look what I found while you guys were fighting that monster. It's just perfect. So thief. So we're going to do that. We're going to play this. We have to discard a card. That's fine. We'll discard the 0. And what we do is we have a reserve of level 1 cards. You can see that here. We're going to shuffle those up and just grab a new skill. And we get recover. Oh, it's great. I love the thief having recover. So that goes in, recover is choose 1 card from your discard pile and put it back into your hand. So our card deck is kind of a mixture of our health and our stamina. It's a nice mixture of both. Okay, so we've done all the actions. We have 2. It only takes 2. She killed it, so she gets hidden potential. Double the power of one of your cards. It's a 0 power, but it can double the power. It can make a 1 a 2, for instance. Everything gets discarded. We're looking at 5 cards in the Barbarian deck and a little, about the same, 3, 4, 5 in the Bard deck. Let's go ahead and dive one more time. We have, the Bandit. We've seen this before. 3, starting player draws 1 card less during their step. So, starting player is now the Bard, draws only 2 cards. Oh, okay. Oh, this may be really good. I think we're going to play this. So, if we play this, the Bard can commit 1. That's great. But the Bard skill. If you are the Bard, you may discard the top 2 cards of your deck to double the total power of one other player. This can even be used on a player who hasn't taken their turn yet. So if we play that, whatever our Barbarian plays, it gets doubled. So we can whiff with everything and just get a 1. So 2 zeros and a 1 and still be able to defeat that with that 1 there. I think we're going to do that. So we'll discard the top 2 cards of our deck. It's going to be a 0 and a 1. And we'll double whatever she can pull. So she gets to draw 3 because she's not the starting player. So she doesn't have that restriction. A card wasn't stolen from her. And she gets 1, 2. We don't even need that Bard skill. But it was worth a shot. So this goes here. It's a surprise attack. If you're the starting player, you may draw 1 extra card. Okay, and now the hard decision. I really would like to finish this. We have 2 cards here and 1 card here. I'm not sure that's enough. Now, if you can't draw 3 cards, you just draw what you can. So if we leave the dungeon now, that's fine. Nothing bad happens. If we go and defeat this one, we get the reward. If we go and lose to this one, then we have to move this up twice instead of just once. So if we go, every time we go back to town, I say we move this up. And if we get kicked out to go back to town, we move it up twice. Any other time we move it up once. So I don't want to lose time. But what the hey, I say, let's look at what we have. Let's look at what we have in our deck. We've played 2 1s, 3 1s, 4 1s, 5 1s. Okay, 5 1s. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 1s means that this is a 1 and a 0. And here we've done the Bard skill, we've done the Thief skill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be a 0. So that's going to whiff, which means we only have 1 power completely. So being smart, we're going to exit the dungeon. So we go back to town. The first thing we do is we shuffle our decks. So now we have fresh decks. So there's never a way to completely reshuffle your deck. It's not like most deck builders where when your deck runs out, you immediately shuffle it. The only time you can shuffle it is in town. We move this up 1 and we switch our first player and we make a decision again where we want to go. Now we don't have to go back to the same one and we don't have to go to a level 1. We could go on to a level 2. I'm not sure we're quite ready for a level 2. So let's dive. I don't want to waste a whole turn just on one, because if we defeat this, then we're back out. And we've only gained one card. So the risk reward there is not very amenable. So we're going to go to this one right here. We're going to take on that bandit. So we've seen the bandit. We can only draw 2 cards for the starting player. And we have Barbarian Skill, Surprise Attack. Fantastic combination for the beginning. We need 3. That's going to give us 1. If you're the starting player, you may draw 1 extra card. There's a 2. And might as well use her ability. 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 damage against the 3, no problem. This becomes another surprise attack. And when we left this dungeon, whether you take it on or not, once you leave the dungeon, this does flip over. We do get to see it, so we could have known that. It's a Kobold Trickster. At the start of the combat, the starting player shuffles 2 basic 0 cards from their discard pile into the deck. That would have made no difference. But this might have been worth it. You may remove a card of your choice from your discard pile. So the word remove is in bold, and what that means, this is how you cull your deck. That means that you can take it, let's say a 0, and toss it completely out of the game. So that may have been worth going after, but that's okay. I'll stand by my decision. So you always flip those up after you leave the dungeon so you have information going in. All right, so let's keep diving. We get, oh, good, this works. This works out. It's the same thing, Kobold Trickster. All right, so 2. We only need 2. At the start of combat, the starting player shuffles 2 basic 0 cards from the discard pile into their deck. We don't have any discard pile yet, so that doesn't even bother us. We pull this, and we have some zeros now. We have our Hidden Potential card, which doubles the power. 0 times 2 is still 0. So we're going to ditch those and go ahead and pull the next ones. Okay, we have 2, and we have the Bard skill. We're just going to play this and not activate it. I hate to lose it, but that's the hand we're dealt. Okay, so this training goes here. Not a bad start. Okay, so next one, we're going to keep diving. We have a Kobold straight up, 2 health, and this one gives us Ponder. You may search your deck for 1 card, put it in your discard pile, and you may draw an extra card. Our Barbarian's the first player. We draw 3 cards, 0, 0, 1. I think I'm going to toss those and go Cleric, Bash, yes, and Basic. We're going to play this one. So we're going to play the Bash. That's 2. That's going to kill him. The 0 goes down. And the Cleric. This is where the other player gets to shuffle up to 2 cards of their choice from their discard pile into their deck. And that's good. That'll help us continue down. So, looking here, I could do the Bard skill. I could do training and go ahead and remove Hidden Potential. I think I'm going to do the Bard skill and training. I think, well, no. There's only 4 cards there. So let's do training and Hidden Potential. Training still gives us 1 power. Hidden Potential will double another card. And since this is the thicker deck, I think maybe we can rely on that a little more. Okay, so this dude is defeated, and it goes in the Barbarian deck. This is cleared off. This moves over, and let's keep diving down one more. It is a Goblin. 3 health, no abilities. Run away, live another day, a Goblin saying. And it's a slash, which is just another 1 in your deck. Okay, so draw 3 cards. What do we get? 1, 1, and 1. So she can just take it out right now. That's 3 straight up right there, because of the double Hidden Potential. So this will double this, make that a 2, and that's a 1, that's 3. She's going to take a nice slash. I could dig so that I could remove a card though. Taking a chance. Let's do it. Let's do it, actually. Let's do it. I want to press my luck a little bit here. So we have the Thief skill, also a good contender, but we're not going to get 3 out of that. So we dig some more, and yes, this is what we want. We have Recover, Basic, and Training. So we're going to play the Basic. We're going to recover a card, choose one card from your discard pile, and put it into your hands. Oh, what the heck. Let's do our Hidden Potential. That's going to give double another one. It just feels cooler than doing just a straight up one. And then Training, you may remove a card of your choice from your discard pile. So that's going to give us a 1. So we'll double the trading. So 1, 2, 3. We've played the Recover, and we can remove a card. Well, guess what we're going to remove? A basic 0. It's gone. Okay, we've defeated the Goblin. We get that slash, and that feels a little better doing some abilities and removing card. It's a little bit better use of our deck. Okay, we take the reward and we go back to town. And the reason you do that first is because this will interact with your deck, so you need to put your deck back together. Okay, back in town, we move this forward 1, we change the first player, and each player chooses 1. In the next combat, you may draw up to 2 extra cards during your draw step. That's pretty good. Or you may remove up to 2 cards of your choice from your deck. I think, and it's each player or each character chooses 1. So the Bard's going to choose to take 2 more zeros out of her deck. So she's down to 3 zeros out of the starting 6. Okay, thinking it through, I think the Barbarian's going to draw 2 extra cards in her next draw step. So she's the first player. We're going to put, this is not in the base game, this comes from the expansion, but a +2 reminder on her deck. We want to go here, and the reason I want to not, you may be asking, why would I not want to take zeros out of my deck? He gets -1 power for each basic 0 card in each discard pile. And if he goes in a deck, he gets +3 power, making this go from a 1 to a 4 if you have 3 or more basic 0 cards in your discard pile. So this is a fantastic card. I love this card, the Rotworm. I think we're going to try to get that in the Barbarian deck. So we draw 3 cards, and then we draw 2 extra cards for the reward. Okay, so we get we get a Barbarian skill, Cleric skill. So we get 1 basic 0. Right now he's a 7, but we can do up to 3 damage. If I commit to this, I can draw more, but there's none in my discard. That's a lot of good cards to waste. But let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to discard all of those, not commit, and there's 1 0 in there. I'll use a countdown die. You know how I like to do that. And we're going to take him down 1. -1 for having a 0 card in there. So, draw 3. We're going to discard those. That's going to take him down 2 more to 4. And then hopefully we can do something with this one. Yes, we can. We're the first player with 2 surprise attacks. So, there's 2. We can play this, draw an extra card. Ponder. Okay, we get surprise attack, draw an extra card. It's a 1. There's 3. We can play Ponder. You search your deck for 1 card, put it in your discard pile. That's the first part of that. Well, guess what? We're putting a 0 in our discard pile. That takes him down to 3. And then we may draw an extra card. While we're here, we have 3 1s and a 0. Shuffle those up. I don't think I'm going to draw an extra card because I only need 3. So 3 is what he is left with after that. So this goes in our deck. That was a lot of work for 1 card. A lot of work. But I think it'll be worth it. This scoots over, and I think we're going to continue to dive. Knowing that she has 3 1s in there. We have an Imp. At the start of combat, each player shuffles 2 basic 0 cards from their discard pile back into their deck. Ouch. There's none to do here. But we'll take, where's a basic 0 card? There's 2 right there. We'll take those 2 and shuffle them back in our deck. So that means that we have 3 1s and 3 0s. Oh. It does give us a little more leg on this journey there. So he has a power of 3. She's going to draw 3 cards. She gets the Bard skill and 2. I think we're going to pass on that because she's low, so we have to dig a little bit more. Come on. All right, fantastic. We get a 0, recover, and a hidden potential. So can we recover anything? To double it, we would just have a basic. Okay. Keep digging. Push our luck. We pushed our luck a little much. So here's 2 with a 0. All right, keep pushing. Okay, let's see. I think we might do this. Here's our training card. Allows us to remove a card. We get a basic. That's only 2. It's not enough, but the barbarian still can go. I think I'm going to do this because even if we don't succeed, and I think we can, even if we don't succeed, the thief gains a level 2 skill. So let's do that. Let's do the thief skill down. We have to discard a card. There's our basic 1. Then we can grab a random level 2 card. Ooh, what are we going to get? Comeback. Oh man, it's the +3. It's another one of the rot worm. Look out for that worm. Worm? Limbless dragon. Look out. Love it. So that's going to go in her deck. Now she doesn't have a lot of zeros, so we really want that to be over in this deck. And then we may remove 1 from our deck. And guess what? We're going to remove a 0. But that makes no sense. Let's see what we can do with that in just a smidge. Okay. So, 3 cards out of the 6 left, and they're all zeros. Complete total whiff. She winds up and she completely misses the head. She's tall, he's short. She just didn't judge it well. So that means there's 3 1s right there. She defeats this. It's going here. Now, obviously, I can't do much. I only have 3 cards here. I'm sure that's at least a 5. So we're going back to town. So back in town, I have some cards that are in the wrong place. I really want, for instance, that other comeback. I really want that in this deck. So how do we get it there? And you can see the sides of the decks. We have thinned this one down pretty well, and the Barbarians is getting thick. So let's look at what we just got. The Imp gives us teamwork. One player may choose a card from their discard pile and put it in another player's discard pile. So you can't just trade cards, and some people find this frustrating, that you can't just put the cards where you want to. And if you really want to optimize a deck, then this is not that sort of game. To optimize a deck, you have to either finagle away, push your luck to get the card the way you want it, or some of these rewards will make you or allow you to trade cards or give cards to other players. But you have to get to the rewards first. And that to me is really satisfying because you have to earn the ability to optimize your decks, which is really cool. It's really cool. I like it. It's different, and I just think it's neat. It feels good to when you get that reward and you're able to move the card that's not working in this deck over to the deck that it should be working in, that you're building it for. So there are our cards. We need to move this forward 1, and we need to look at what the next one is. It is a Goblin Scout. Oh, it's only a 3. We might could have taken that. If you continue in this dungeon, the next enemy gets +1 power. So talking about rewards, let's look at the reward and see if we want to go back here. In the next combat, you may double the power, or you may remove 1 card of your choice from your deck and may give 1 card of your choice from your deck to another player. Now this one has, if we decide to go to this one, has each player chooses 2. You may remove a card from your deck. You may search your deck for up to 2 basic cards, put them in your discard pile. You may give 1 card of your choice from your deck to another player. So that may be the better option, and there's more enemies in here. I think we're going to go in this one, and then we're going to try to rush up to a higher level. It has a power of 5. It says no power here, or no special ability here. He gives a 2 smash. No one has ever seen a skinny ogre. I'm sure there's a good reason for that. He's going to eat us. Draw 3 cards. 3 cards. I'm pretty sure the Barbarian's the first player. And we get a whiff, and a bash of 2. So I want to go through a little slower here. And I think the Bard could get us to 3. So we're going to play those and let the Barbarian do some work right now. So, total waste of a hand and waste of a recover. 0, 0, and 1. So dig a little deeper. We have a 1, a 1, and a 1. Perfect. So 3, 4, 5. Our Bard gets a smash. Let's keep digging. All right. We have an acid slime. At the end of the combat, the player who defeated this enemy must, not may, must remove one of the cards they played this combat. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. Only a 4. Only a 4. So draw 3 cards. What do we get? We get a basic, a Bard skill, and a 0. This is going to get us 1. This can double whatever the Barbarian plays, and that's a 0. I think we will go with that. So the Barbarian just needs 3. And we get a basic 0 and a surprise attack, which can draw us 1 more card. I don't like the chances of that. So there's that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we get a basic 1, and a comeback. Let's see how many zeros we have in our discard. We have 3, 4. Fantastic. So she can defeat it all by her little lonesome. 4 plus these 2. She's technically the one that defeats it. It has the power of weaken. You continue in this dungeon, the next enemy gets -1 power. Don't really care about that card that much, but we must remove a card that we played. So we're going to remove a basic 1. Okay, this moves over. Our next card is a henchman. This enemy has +2 power when it's in the boss deck. At the end of combat, if you are in level 2 dungeon, shuffle this enemy into the boss deck. So if we don't defeat him, he can go work for the Spider Queen. I don't like that. Alright, so nice opening hand. He has a backstab ability. And the backstab ability is great. It's +2 power against the boss. So we definitely want to take him down. He is a 3. I think we can do it right now. Play that, draw an extra card. Ponder. Let's think about that. We have 1 basic there. So we can either just straight up draw 3 cards, or I think we're going to do Ponder. Yeah, I think we're going to do Ponder. We'll search our deck for 1 card and put it in our discard pile. It's going to be a 0. And then, looking at what we have a 1, teamwork. Ooh, I'd like to draw that teamwork right now. So, we may draw an extra card. You know what? We could do this. We could draw that teamwork. Draw an extra card. It's a 1. So, we could play this and draw 3 more cards just to get the teamwork. But you know what? I think we'll get it next turn anyway. So, we're just going to waste that Barbarian. We have done 1, 2, 3 damage. And we get the backstab. This moves over. Our last one's going to be a golem. During their play step, each player may draw 2 extra cards and then discard 1 card of their choice from their hand, which is cool because on the other side of the headbutt, you may draw 1 extra card and then discard 1 card of your choice from your hand. So he's 6. What it's saying is he's slow, but he is powerful. So during their play step, so not the draw step, this is the draw step. So we draw 3 cards. We have a 1, and a hidden potential. Let's see, what ability? We haven't gotten the, yeah, we did get the Bard ability. Okay, we're going to play this down, and we get to draw a card and discard a card. Let's see, do we have 3 basic zeros? We have 2 in our deck. So we're going to discard that one. And we're going to contribute 3 to the 6. Alright, the Barbarian's going to dig for 3. She gets 1, 1, and 0. Not going to be enough. I really want to play that teamwork right now. And you know what? It may be worth losing the... No, it wouldn't be worth losing the dungeon. Okay, we're going to play this and we're going to draw 2 extra cards and then keep one. We have the cleric skill and a basic. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So we're going to play all of that. That's 3, 4, 5. We double 1. That's 6. So he goes into here at the end of the turn, but we're going to play this teamwork first. One player may choose a card from their discard pile and put it in another player's discard pile. We're going to take this comeback and put it over here. Okay, so he goes here. Now this deck is getting a little big and needs to be thinned a little bit. Well, luckily, we have a reward that may help us do that. Let's go back to town and check out our reward. Okay, each player chooses to remove 1 card of your choice from your deck, or you may search your deck for up to 2 basic cards and put them in your discard pile, or you may give a card of your choice from your deck to another player. So let's look at what we have. So I think our Barbarian is going to give 1 card of our choice to another player, and it's going to be this Weaken. It's going to add 1, but continuing this dungeon, the next one gets a -1 power. So that's going to go into her deck. And then we can remove a card, or I think we're going to do this. You may search your deck for up to 2 basic cards and put them into your discard pile. We're going to take 2 zeros and put them in our discard pile starting the next dungeon. That means that 1, they're out of our deck, and 2, we're already 2/3 of the way to being able to use those 2 comebacks. And then over here, let's see, I think we're going to remove another 0 out of the deck. That's 1, and I think, and I don't really want to give another card. Her deck's so thin as it is. So let's put a 0 and a 1 in our discard pile over here. Ooh, that is a really thin deck. We need to beef that up a little bit more. Okay, so I believe this comes over here. This is going to move forward 1. We are done with that. So let's jump up to 3. We have a zombie ogre. Each basic card gets +1 power. Oh, nice. He is a 10. And then we have the orc warlock, which is like my least favorite card probably in the game. Ignore the text of all players' cards. Now, he's only a 5, which for a level 3 is not that bad, but I mean, we can't do trickery. It's got to be straight up bam, bam, bam. So that means that if we draw our comebacks on him, it's not going to do any good. And with him at the top of the deck, oh, I think we're going to go after that zombie ogre. Okay, so our Barbarian's going first, draws 3 cards. Okay, good starting hand. Let's go ahead and play it. 1. No, maybe not. This is not going to trigger right now. We could draw 3. So this is not going to put a basic 1. 1, 2. Okay, let's play it. Let's draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're going to play a surprise attack, get an extra card. It's a backstab. These are not bosses, so that's going to be 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's a good start. And then we have the cleric skill. Let's go ahead and let The Bard put the 1 back in her deck. So that's 7. But each basic card gets a +1 power. So let's recalculate that. 1, 2, you may draw an extra card and then discard 1 card of your choice. Ooh, if I draw a 0, sure, why not? Okay, so we're going to do that. This is the order we're playing them in. That, we discard a 0. So that's 2. We played that, of course, first. And then we played Surprise Attack. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then now that's a 4 because we have 3 zeros in our discard. So 4, 5, 6, 7. We did play that. 8, 9, and then that counts as +1, so 10, 11. So we have Banishment. And the reason I wanted to try to finish it off with the Barbarian is because if you are the Cleric, which she is, she's playing a dual role, you may remove a basic card from your hand or discard pile to give this card +4 power. That's really good. Goes in our discard. All of this goes in our discard. And we're in this one. Let's keep on trucking. This is going to move over. And we have a Greater Worm. During the play step, each player may take 1 basic 1 card from their discard pile and put it into their hand. It's an 8. Okay, well, we draw 3 cards. What do we have? We have a basic 1, a smash, and a recover. Man, it's not doing us too great right now. Let's see what this is. This is +3 power if you have 3 or more basic 1 cards in your discard pile. So, Comeuppance is basically the same as what we've already played. I wouldn't mind having that in this deck, to be honest. So, let's discard those, draw 3 more. Okay, we have our training card, we have our thief skill. Oh, I actually have another idea. Yeah, I have another idea. Okay, so do I want to remove any cards? I'm okay if I don't. We are in a level 3 dungeon, so we are going to play the thief skill. Let's see, during play step, each player may take 1 basic 1 card from their discard pile and put it into their hand. So let's do that. So we're playing this. We're going to take a basic from here, put it in our hand. So we play our thief. We have to discard a card. And we get a random level 3 dungeon card. And it's going to be Kobold Drummers, Uplifting Song. Yes, if you are the bard, each other player's basic cards get +1. Perfect. So perfect. Okay. And then we have 2. We may remove a choice card from our discard. Let's go ahead and remove that last 0. She has a slim deck, but man, it's good. We're not going to have to discard too terribly much. Okay. So we are contributing 2 out of the 8. That means it's up to the Barbarian. 3. We have a comeback. We know we have 3 in there. We have a ponder, which allows us to draw extra cards. So that would be 4. We could probably draw into another one. Okay, let's play this because this is going to allow us to take a 1 anyway from our discard. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7. We just need 1 more. So we're going to play Ponder and search our deck for 1 card to put in our discard. It's going to be a 0. And that allows us to look at our deck. We have 1 0. Otherwise, it's all going to be good stuff. So we shuffle that up. Now it says we may draw an extra card. I think we will. And we drew 1. Just enough. So this is going to go in our discard. And she can deal some damage. Woo! She can deal some damage. Alright, her deck's getting low, but let's keep going. We have another one. Another Greater Worm. Okay, so the Barbarian's going first. You know the drill. We have 3, 2 1s, and a 0. We know we have better cards in here, so let's Put that here, draw 3 more. And there we go. We get a bash, a basic, and a teamwork. So I think we're going to play the bash. We get to add 1 back. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means our bard only has to contribute 3, but we may choose a card and put it in another discard pile. So I actually think we're going to take a surprise attack and put it over here, because she needs a little bit more in terms of card draw. Okay, going over here, 1, 2, 3, we have weaken. Oh, this is good. 1 slash and him potential. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This doubles that. 7, 8. All right. So this is going to go in here, and I'm okay with that because she still has all but one of her 1s. So even right now, if she were to play it, oh, she only has 2 of her 1s in here, but she has a slim deck, so we may could dig for that. If not, we can trade it away. Okay, so we did that, and I think we're going to continue because this weaken means that whatever this is gets a -1 to its power. Now the Barbarian's not going to be a ton of help. We have 1 card left. Let's see, is it a 1 or a 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's a 1. Yep, it's a 1. So literally she can contribute 1. Okay, let's see what it is. It is a werewolf. Only 5, that's not bad. The starting player draws 1 card less during their draw step. If you continue in this dungeon, the next enemy gets +2 power. Okay, but it's only a 4. Ugh. Draws 2 cards and 2 basic ones. So we're going to get rid of those. Draws 2 more, and we get a 1 and a bard skill. Okay, so if that's a 1, we can make it a 2. Whoopty. That means we're only at 3. I think we're just going to have to dig this one and see what it is. It's a 1. Goes over here. It's a 1. And, oh no, it's a surprise attack. But we get to draw 1 extra card. We don't have any to draw. We don't. Oh, man, I really wanted that reward. Okay. So, I pushed my luck a little too far on that one. So, we're going back to town. No reward, and this moves forward too because we get kicked out of the dungeon. Well, I don't think it's worth going back into that dungeon. So I think, let's see, I have the Dark Elf Spy, I'm 4. I have plenty of time, so let's go on to a 4. We don't need to skip up to a 5. I think I want to go after this wyvern right here. And I love this. I probably say this wrong. Wyvern. Do wyverns dream of having beefy arms? The little pictures. I don't know if they do, but I know T-Rexes do. There really is a lot of good humor in this game. It's just a lighthearted, quick game that's just has a good theme. Has a good thematic flair. Okay, so I don't know why that's there. Who went last? She did, so she's going to go first. Because we're going to go in that dungeon. Okay, so just a 9, only a 9, that's it. But we have a lot going on here. We're going to ditch that hand, surprise attack, basic 1 and basic 0. That gives us 1, 0 in our discard. We have teamwork, comeback, and basic 1. That's going to only be 3. We're going to discard that as much as I hate getting rid of comeback. 3 more. Oh, ouch. 0, 0, 1. Not going to be helpful. 3 more. Okay, let's see. This may be helpful. All right. So, I think we're going to play this out. You may search your deck for 1 card and put it in your discard pile. So let's see. We have 0, Basic 1. I think we're going to actually get rid of a basic 1 into our discard. Shuffle that up. We may draw 1 extra card. Don't mind if I do. We get a 0. Then we have Banishment. If you are a cleric, you may remove 1 basic card from your hand or discard pile to give this card a +4 power. We're looking for 9, so let's do that. So 4, 5, 6. This would be 6 by itself. Let's banish a basic 1. I still don't want to get rid of those zeros. Okay, and then we headbutt. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You may draw 1 extra card. Then discard a card of your choice, which would be this 0. But you know what? I actually think I want the Bard to finish this off. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 only needs to hit it for 1. So 3. We have the Thief skill, basic 1, and a basic 1. Okay, this works perfectly. So we're going to play that basic 1 to defeat that. Just double check. 4, 5, 6. Because we removed the 1. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That makes 9. Play the Thief skill. We discard our basic 1 and we get to pull a level 4 card. And this is why I haven't really been focused on making sure the Bard Thief gets to defeat a ton, is because I really wanted to focus on slimming that deck down and using that Thief skill. So we get Intimidate. But it's for the Barbarian. If you're the Barbarian, all of your basic cards get +2 power. Intimidate's a great card for the Barbarian. Otherwise, it's just a 2. Which is nothing to sneeze about. And sometimes it doesn't work out. But she does get a Crush, which is a 4. And that is great. This moves over, and I think that we're going to continue. Necromancer. 6. At the start of combat, take a random dungeon card from the starting player's discard pile and place it face down in the current dungeon under this enemy. Oh, man. So it's out of this one. Current dungeon means it's going to be one of those 3. Oh, man. Alright, so this goes, it's going to be the Crush, the one we just defeated, goes face down under this enemy. I assume you're not supposed to know it, but you can look at your discard pile to see what's gone. So it's kind of, I haven't figured that one out. But I love the thematic tie into that. And then Focus Healing, if you're the Cleric, each other player may choose 1 card from their discard pile and put it on top of their deck. Okay, so we need a 6. There's 3 cards. Ooh, we get the Weaken, Hidden Potential, which is just a double. That stinks losing that Crush. Well, we need that to go to the Cleric, so let's play this. This is going to make this 3 out of the 6. We'll put a -1 here just for later. And we'll draw 3 here. We need a 6. We have our Comeuppance, which is a 4. So we are fine. We can play the 2 as well. We've overkilled. Cleric skill allows shuffle 2 in. So let's shuffle a basic 1 and the Thief skill back in. Maybe we can grab another shifty card in this dungeon. Okay, these get discarded. These get discarded, and this goes to the Cleric, and this Wyvern we just defeated has to be defeated again, but it's at a -1, so only 8. Only 8. 1, 2, 3. We know that both of our comeuppances are gone. Oh no, comeback. We have a comeback. Did I misread that? We have comeback here. Oh, that's right. The comeuppance is once. Let's make sure I did that correctly. Do I have enough basic 1s? I need 3. There's 2, 3. Okay, I had 3. Okay, sorry, I thought that was... They're so similar. Okay, so we have enough zeros in our discard. So that's going to be 4. 5. We can draw up to 3 cards. 6, 7. And there's 2 zeros right there. So we're contributing 7. You only need to pull a 1. And I want this back in her deck. So there's 3. There's 1. If you're a bard, each other player's basic cards get +1. So technically there's enough there. But we're actually going... We're going to use the thief skill. We're going to discard our recover and grab another level 4 card. We get focus. You may search your deck for up to 4 cards of your choice and put them into your discard pile. Okay? Not the heavy hitter I was looking for, but it's okay. We make do with it. That goes back in our deck. We're going to keep it this time, unless another necromancer comes up. And our barbarian is tapped out, but our bard still has a good amount of stuff going on. Our bard still going strong. Let's go ahead and do this. The imp, lesser demon. Ooh, he's the imp's boss. At the start of combat, each player shuffles all basic 0 cards from their discard into their deck. Well, guess what? I don't think there's any basic zeros in here. Yep, she's all done with hers. But we do know we have some here. So the barbarian can draw zeros. That should be 6 right there. And I guess I'll shuffle these so we don't know which one's coming up. There we go. Okay, he is a 9. Ouch. And I've already done the recover. So she's first. She gets 2, 3, 4. Not enough. We need some trickery. Slash, we can remove a card from our discard pile, but it's only going to be 3. Nope. I shouldn't have gone forward. Okay, here we go. Surprise attack, bard skill. Oh, the bard skill is not going to help. Dagummit. So I think this is our best chance. Surprise attack. You draw 1 extra card. Yes, 1 basic. We have comeuppance, which we know is going to be a +3. So 4, 5, 6. Not enough. So we're going to get kicked back to our town. Okay, so I admit I got a little greedy on that turn. Push your luck, man. I am a sucker for pushing my luck. We only have, I guess, 1 to 2 turns left, depending if we make it or not. I think we're going to have to just jump up to a level 5. So let's look at our options. We have a giant. He's 10. The bigger they are, the harder they fall on top of us. Run! And has a 5 obliterate. And I think I'm going to go after this one. 10 shouldn't be hard for us to get. The assassin is great for the thief, though. Death Strike. You may discard this card to draw 1 extra card. If you are the thief, this card gets +4 power. We have to go after this. We have to go after that specific card. It's a side quest. We need 9 to kill that assassin. But if a player plays a basic 0 card, their total power is 0. The enemy can only be defeated during the last player's turn. So that's going to work out, I think, for getting it for the thief bard. So we start with the barbarian, though. We don't want any zeros. This is not bad. So we can play a headbutt, draw an extra card, and then discard a card. Let's discard that 1. We don't have 3 basic zeros in our hand or in our discard yet. So 2, 4, 5. So you need to come up with 4. I have faith in you. You don't have any basic zeros. So we get the 4 crush. What did I say? 2, 4, 5. You need to come up with 4. I think we got it here. We have, again, even though this is not the barbarian, that's still going to be a strong card. 4, 5, 6. We just need to move that over somehow. So I need to slow crawl through the deck. So that's a great opening hand. So 7 here. and 5 here, and our Bard Thief is the one who comes out swinging. Man, she crushed it. Oh, dad jokes. All right. My daughter loves those. Okay, let's keep trucking. So, we now have the Giant. Same as down here. I wanted to go after him anyway, because that 5 Obliterate is great. Alright, so we just need a 10. Only a 10. Alright, let's do this. I think we're going to do this and let the Barbarian take this one out. 1 training. We may remove a card. I think we have a basic 1 we can remove. And then we're going to play this and the Bard skill, which we need to discard the top 2 cards of our deck, which are great cards. That's where the Bard skill kind of starts to stink when you have a slim deck. But we're going to double whatever she has, the full power of whatever she has. So I have 2 zeros turned face up there. We will get 1 and then we'll shuffle since we wouldn't have known. Do I have any more face up? Yes. All my zeros came face up. Sorry about that. That was horrible. Alright. Now all the zeros should be face down. We know we have a 0. That means we're not going to do too much. Backstab. I think we can discard those. Let's see. That's going to put a 0 and a 1 in our deck. Let's draw 3 more. All basic zeros. 1, 2, 3. We have a surprise attack. How much do we need to get? More than this. So there's that. Alright. So we're going to play this one. We're going to play Teamwork. That means that we can move this Intimidate to our Barbarian. We are going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're going to... Ooh, okay. We're going to play this too. That's going to Focused Healing. If you are the Cleric, each other player may choose 1 card from their discard pile and put it on top of their deck. So, ooh, we have this nice Death Strike. Nice Death Strike. Let's put that on top, I think. So we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. We can make this 6, 7, 8. So we'll play those down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go ahead and play this. If there's any zeros in here, we'll take them out. There is. We'll take that out. So we have Comeuppance, Banishment. We have a good next hand. We'll shuffle up. And I'm not going to draw an extra card because everything is doubled right now. So, or everything here is doubled. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 all on our own. It's going there, and this is going over here. Okay, we know we have 3 really good cards, and she has a good amount of deck left. We're going to keep going. We have a Lost Goblin. At the end of combat, if you are in level 5 dungeon, which we are, put this card at the bottom of a level 1 dungeon of your choice. So I'm pretty sure I played that other one wrong. I think win or lose, this card goes into a level 1 dungeon no matter what. And I think I did that wrong with that backstab. But we'll do it both ways, and I'm not sure exactly which way is right now that I've done that. You know, sometimes when you film, you haven't thought about the other options until you start analyzing it. So if we defeat him, we won't take it. We'll put it in the deck. So this is going over here. I don't want her to start first, to be honest. She draw 3 cards. Should be able to defeat him easily. And we're going to have like 8, 9, 10. We're not going to even use the banishment power. So that one goes bottom of a level 1 dungeon. So it's going to go there. And then, oh, do we think? I think she can do it on her own. So we're going to go, if I get kicked out, I get kicked out. Oh, floating eye. It's 11. I love it. At the start of each of the combat, each player searches their deck for one card with the highest power, ignoring the text, and discards it. Oh, man. Well, there's nothing to search for here. So we're looking for the hardest hitting card, and we can do 2 is the highest card we have. So if we have multiples, we choose. Whoops. Yeah, I do have to shuffle my deck because I searched it. I had that other card on top. That's okay. All right, so we're looking for 11. Can we do it? I think we can. If not, we can pull a level 5 card. But Death Strike gives us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only 8. It's only 8. I don't have a ton of ways to draw cards, so I might, let's see. So this gives us foresight. You may look at the top 5 cards of a player's deck and put them back in any order of choice. So that is really good. Really good. But I don't have a lot of ways to draw cards. I don't want to start digging, and this is the one time I don't want the thief skill in this hand. So I think what I'll do is I'll just steal a skill instead and lose this, and we'll have to go to the boss battle. But I'm giving up a reward. But I'll lose everything if I can't defeat this. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to play the Death Strike. We can deal 5 damage to it. We're going to discard this, play this, and get a level 5 skill randomly. And what's it going to be? Karma. Plus 4 power if you have 6 or more basic 0 cards in your discard pile. Guess what? That's not a good card for her. Just curious, what would I have pulled? I would have pulled 3 basic 1s, and then I would have discarded those. Recover, which could have pulled that Death Strike back. I forgot about the Recover. So that would have been, what's the Death Strike? 6? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think we could have gotten to 11. And then the last 3, yeah, we couldn't have gotten to 11. Okay, that was the right call. So we do that. We don't defeat it. We get kicked out. We wouldn't have drawn any of those other cards. I just wanted to see. We get kicked out, so we have to go fight the boss. So let's go back to town. I'm going to cave in the dungeons, and we're going to look at the boss fight. I've cleaned up everything, and we've reset for the boss battle, just so we can focus down on this one thing. So as you can see, there are 4 stages of the Spider Queen. Just like a dungeon, we're going to shuffle these up, and we will flip over the top one. The first one is going to be, it's a 10. Now all of these are different. Spider Queen. At the start of combat, each player discards the top card of the deck. The player with the highest discarded power, ignoring text on the card, becomes starting player and fights the enemy alone. In case of a tie, choose one of the players. Oh, ouch. So the Spider Queen is going to web up a player. We would have had the Barbarian start just because of turn order, but now it's going to be whoever she thinks is the strongest is who she's going to web up. So both are 0s. You ignore the text. Not that that adds anything. So we get to choose. So let's go with the Barbarian, I guess. We need to get 10. And unlike a dungeon, there's no backing out of this. It's all or nothing all the way through all 4 stages of the boss. And if we don't, we lose. So we kind of have to not dig through our cards maybe as much as I have been. I'm bad about the pressing your luck. Okay, so we don't have 3 basic cards. Oh, we got our Obliterate. That's a good one. Oh man, plus 2 power against the boss. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we just have the 1. Oh my goodness, that's great. 5, 6, 7, plus 2 power against the boss. That's plus 4 is 9. So 5, 9, 10. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, that worked out really well. Woo! Okay, first stage of the Spider Queen is defeated. Second stage is 8. I believe this is the lower one. At the start of the combat, each player discards the top 3 cards from their deck. So this is the theme of the Spider Queen, discarding cards. For each basic card discarded in that way, this enemy gains +1 power. So I said the lower one, but yeah, it may not be. At the start of the combat, each player discards the top 3. Okay, so the Barbarian, for each basic card, there is 1 basic card. I'm just going to set those up there. We lose Ponder. I'm okay with losing, but our focused healing, that will help us get, it's kind of like recover. That's going to help us get cards back into our deck. So this should move over, to be honest. So it's +1 power right now, and no basic cards in these, but they are discarded. We have a surprise attack gone, training, I'm okay with that leaving. Focus, except for the 2, I'm pretty okay with that one leaving as well. Okay, so only 1, so we're gonna add a +1 up here, and that just means it's a 9. So, draw 3 cards for our Bard Thief. And we get Weaken. That would be good for the next. Hidden Potential doubles the power of a card, which only makes this 3. 3, 3, 3. So we're going to discard those and dig again. Okay. We have, if you're the Bard, each other player's basic 1 cards get +1 power. So not this one, but if the Barbarian goes. So that's a 1, that's a 1. And we have our Death Strike. If we're the Thief, we get +4 power during our turn, which is right now. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm 1 short. So what that stinks is that if we do let the Barbarian, because it's a Death Strike, it's the final kill. If we do let the Barbarian go, that goes back down to a 2. Oh, tricky Thief. I think we're going to have to do that. I can't dig anymore though. So instead, that's only 4, and that means our Barbarian has to get 4. But if we get any basic 1 cards, they get +1 power. And we do. We get a Cleric skill. This is only 2 though. And that's nothing. So that would only be 4, 5. We can't go with that. 1, 2, 3. We can Intimidate. If you're the Barbarian, all of your basic cards get +2 power. Oh, we can play this hand, I believe. So right now this is back to a 4. Man, I really hate that Death Strike not doing what it needs to do. So this is actually a 2 because it gets +2. It's a basic. 2, 4, and then we could draw cards if we wanted to. I don't think we do. 2, 3, 4. We got to get 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have to draw 3 cards. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we have the Banishment for 2. If you are the Cleric, you may remove a basic 1 card from your hand and discard pile, or discard pile and gain +4 power. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that necessarily. So, okay. Well, we defeated this pretty handily. Let's pull the basics out. So we have count. These go back in here. These go back here. And we have defeated the second stage of the Spider Queen. I'd say we're right under half of our deck gone. So that's stage 2. Stage 3. We need 10. At the start of your combat, each player discards the top 3 cards from their deck for each 0 basic card they discarded. This way the enemy gets +2 power. Okay. Well, we know we're just going to discard 3 cards. What are we losing? Slash, Basic, and Thief Skill. I'm actually okay with that. There's no zeros in that deck. However, I think we still have 3 zeros left. We didn't pull them though. Oh man, but we lose a comeback and a come up. And a bash. That's some good cards we just lost. And I believe our cleric skills already gone. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this one off. So it's staying a 10. That's okay. The barbarian's going first, 3 cards, and we get a basic, a surprise attack, and a 0 with only 2 cards left in our deck. Oh man. I think we're just going to have to do the best we can. So we're going to play a basic, a surprise attack. That means we're the starting player. We get to draw a card. So we have 3. We can put a card in the other player's discard pile. I don't know what good it'll do, but let's try it. I think we're going to put Obliterate in their discard pile. And if they can get it, if our bard can get it back, that would be great. So 3 out of 10. Ouch. All right, 1, 2, 3. Can we do it? We did get the comeuppance. We did get the karma. We're not going to have that though. Let's see, how many 1s do we have? 1, 2, 3. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had enough. Woo! We had enough. Okay, so last stage of the Spider Queen. We have 4 left here, 1 left here. Ooh, we have the 13. At the start of combat, the starting player discards the top 4 cards of their deck. So the starting player discards the top 4 cards of a deck. And actually they're all but, well, pretty good cards. Yeah, so I think we have 1. We can, oh no, it's a headbutt. It's a headbutt. We can do 2 damage against that. It doesn't kill the Spider Queen. She slaps the axe away. She smashes the thief against the wall. Breaks the bard's bagpipes, I guess then. And then webs us up and saves us for a nice juicy snack. Oh, we were so close. I mean, we weren't with the last one, but 3 out of 4 stages, that's better than sometimes. Sometimes I can't even get through the first stage. Oh man, may have pushed our luck a little too much earlier in the game and didn't get it through that level 5 or level 4 well enough. I think we paid the price for it. Oh, so much goodness there. It was so fun though. Let's go back up top. And that was Heroes of Tenefyr. And this is a game that I really enjoy. I do like deck building games a lot, but this one's a little different, and I think it's because of the mix of that push your luck element. I really enjoy pushing my luck a little too far most often, so much so that I lose. I mean, that's okay. I don't have to win every game that I play on this channel, but hopefully you got a sense of how the game plays, and maybe we'll win next time. I demand a rematch. Now, I will say that this does not appeal to some people because the thing they like most about deck builders is efficiently optimizing their deck as much as possible to the fullest extent that the game allows. In this one, because it's mixed with a push your luck mechanic, you can't always do that. That's part of the pushing your luck in this game. It's not just about drawing 3 cards and saying, ooh, do I discard this hand and keep digging knowing that I may not make it all the way through the dungeon? That's one aspect of it, but let's take the Barbarian for instance. I have the Barbarian skill that will allow me to draw 3 cards. I know that I can defeat that enemy by just drawing 1 or 2 more cards, but I want the ability of that card to go in the Thief's deck. Now there's a chance that if I defeat it now, I can get it into the Thief's deck later, but until then it's kind of a non-optimized card in my deck. Or I can just choose not to draw the 3 extra cards and let the Thief try to defeat it. But if the Thief can't defeat it, then we are kicked out of the dungeon. So all of those aspects are really intriguing. Those are hard decisions to make for me, and I really enjoy that aspect, but I know that others won't. So to me, this is a good solid game. We'll come back in the future, I think, and we'll add in the expansion and see what that adds to the game. Hopefully you enjoyed this content. If you did, think about hitting that like, smashing that subscribe, and tapping that bell icon so that you're notified whenever new videos go live. But until then, check out some of our other videos, and until next time, happy gaming.